Okay, let's get right into it. By 2025, cyber resilience isn't just an IT problem anymore. It's going to be a core business strategy. So for all you security leaders out there, we're about to map out exactly what that means and how you can build a program that can truly withstand, well, pretty much anything. But before we get into all the strategy and frameworks, let's just start with a really simple, direct question that cuts through all the noise. What is an outage actually costing your business? The answer is pretty staggering. We're talking anywhere from $140,000 to over $500,000 for every single hour of downtime. And that's not just some abstract number. That's lost revenue, damage to your brand, maybe even fines. When you see numbers like this, you realize, wow, this isn't an IT issue. It's a massive financial and operational risk. And that financial reality? It completely changes your job. The days of just being the technical defender in the basement are long gone. By 2025, your role is that of a business-aligned executive. You're the architect of resilience, the person who enables the company to innovate and grow securely. So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll hit the why, the resilience imperative. Then we'll cover the what, the 3 core pillars of any modern strategy. After that, we'll get super practical with how to put it all into action, how to talk to your board about it, and then finally, we'll lay out a clear roadmap to get you to 2025. All right, let's start with the big picture. The resilience imperative, because we really need to redefine what it even means for an organization to be safe today. And here's the key idea. Cyber resilience is not just about stopping attacks. It's about the total ability to prepare for them, respond to them, and recover from them, all while the business keeps running. It's about being able to take a punch and keep moving forward. And this really shows you the mindset shift we're talking about. The old way was all reactive, right? We just kind of assumed our controls worked, and if something bad happened, we'd get the data back eventually. The new way is proactive. It starts with one powerful, game-changing idea. Assume you will be breached. The second you accept that, everything changes. The focus immediately shifts to proving your controls work and recovering your actual operations almost instantly. So, this proactive mindset needs to be built on a solid foundation. Which brings us to the 3 pillars of a truly resilient strategy. These are the 3 core concepts we're about to unpack: validated assurance, continuous visibility, and assured recovery. You get these 3 things right, and you are building something truly strong. First up, validated assurance. And this is a huge one. It's the move away from hope-based security. You just can't deploy a tool and cross your fingers, assuming it's working. You have to prove that it is, continuously, against the actual threats that attackers are using right now. And this distinction is so important. Just scanning for 1 million vulnerabilities is not enough anymore. True validation answers the real question: which of these vulnerabilities can actually be exploited in my environment to cause harm? That's what takes you from a giant, noisy list of potential problems to a short, prioritized list of things you need to fix now. So, how do you actually do this? You've got to continuously test your own defenses. Think of it like having an automated red team that's always on, always poking and prodding for weaknesses before the real attackers do. Technologies like breach and attack simulation are designed for this. They give you the hard data, the proof you need to show your defenses are working and get rid of that dangerous false sense of security. Our second pillar is continuous visibility. Now, this sounds pretty basic, but in 2025, it's honestly one of the biggest challenges we face. Your attack surface is just exploding with IoT devices, cloud services, and all that shadow IT popping up. And the old saying is truer than ever: you absolutely cannot protect what you can't see. And this leads us right into a strategy that I'm sure many of you are already working on: zero trust. That whole never trust, always verify model is just impossible to pull off if you don't have total visibility. I mean, how can you verify something if you don't even know it's there? So the key action here is to get a magnifying glass over your entire environment. That means automating the discovery of every single thing connected to your network, from servers to that smart coffee machine in the break room. Only when you have that complete, real-time map can you start to spot weird behavior and find those unmanaged devices that pose a huge hidden risk. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, assured recovery. This is where we completely redefine what backup even means. The conversation is no longer about, hey, can we get our files back? It's about, how fast can we get the entire business back online and operating? The only metric that matters is speed to operational recovery. And the difference between the old way and the new way is just night and day. Legacy backup?
It takes days, and guess what? It's often a prime target for ransomware itself. Modern, assured recovery is measured in minutes. It uses immutable storage, meaning attackers can't mess with it. And it's all focused on one thing: business continuity.
Okay, so we have our 3 pillars. But how do we make them actually happen? Let's switch gears now from the what to the how and look at what it really takes to operationalize this entire strategy. And it really comes down to 2 critical enablers. First, that zero trust philosophy we just touched on. Think of it as the glue that holds these pillars together. And second, automation at scale. This is the engine that drives everything. You simply cannot achieve the speed you need for modern resilience without automating your ability to shut down threats. Now, for what might be one of the most important parts of the CISO role today, taking all this incredible technical work and translating it into business value. You have got to be able to speak the board's language. Here's a cheat sheet for that translation. So instead of talking about mean time to detection, you talk about how quickly we stop an attack. Instead of validation coverage, you say, here's the proof our security investments are actually working. When you frame your metrics in terms of risk reduction and ROI, you're speaking their language, and that's how you get real buy-in. All right, we have covered the why, the what, and the how. Let's pull this all together into a practical, step-by-step plan you can start thinking about today. Think of it as a logical 4-stage journey. You start with the foundation. Just figure out where you are right now. Then you move to maturity by bringing in that continuous validation and automation. From there, you optimize by tying all your metrics to the business, like we just discussed. And finally, you achieve agility, a state where your security program can adapt in real time to whatever comes next. So I'll leave you with one critical question to take back to your teams. I want you to look at everything you're doing, your tools, your processes, all of it, and ask yourselves this. In 2025, is our security posture built on assumption, or is it built on proof? Because your answer to that question will define your resilience.